Does anything exist? You might think this is a very strange question. Why are we asking why anything exists? It's the kind of question only a philosopher would ask. But thinking about this question can unlock many insights, because this question takes us to the foundation of knowledge. Also, answering this question is the first step on the bridge of reason, which can lead to a great treasure. So why think anything exists? Many years ago, I encountered a famous argument for the existence of something. You may have heard this argument before. The argument goes like this. First, suppose you doubt that anything exists. Well, then your doubt exists. Now, if your doubt exists, then something exists. Therefore, something exists. In other words, you can't doubt existence without verifying existence. At the time, this argument convinced me. However, later I began to question this argument. I wondered how I could know that I doubt that anything exists. I mean, sure, I can't doubt my existence unless I, the doubter, exists, but it doesn't thereby follow that I exist. It only follows that I exist if I doubt that I exist. But how do I even know that I can doubt something? How can I even know anything about anything? This is what I was wondering. Now, please understand, I was not worried that perhaps nothing really exists. Rather, I was curious to understand how I know anything exists. I wanted to understand the roots of my knowledge. Knowledge is familiar to us, like breathing. It is easy to mistake the familiar for the insignificant. But knowledge is far from insignificant. Where does knowledge come from? Why does any knowledge exist at all? When you start thinking about the foundations of knowledge, you start getting into puzzles like, did the first item of knowledge come from some item of knowledge? If so, that seems to be circular. But if not, then where did that first item of knowledge come from? How could a first item of knowledge have a basis in something that's not even knowledge at all? Maybe if we think about this question, how do we know this most basic thing that we all claim to know, we all think that we know, that something exists? Maybe by understanding that, we can get a grip on how we can have knowledge at all. As I pondered this question, how do I know that something exists? I focused on my mental life, my thoughts, my feelings, my hopes. I noticed certain thoughts in my mind. Then I thought about what I was doing, focusing on my thoughts. I focused on my focusing on a thought. Suddenly, it clicked. I realized that I am able to be aware of elements in my mind. By focusing on my thoughts, I become aware of my thoughts. If I have a doubt, I can focus on my doubt, and thus can be aware that I'm having a doubt. By this inner light of awareness, I can see thoughts, fears, doubts, hopes, and all sorts of other things within me. I became aware of my own awareness. I saw my sight. When you see your sight, you see the source of your power to know things. Awareness is the foundation of knowledge. If you were not aware of anything, the argument from doubt would fail. For without awareness, you would not know that you were ever having doubts. You would not even know that the existence of doubt implies the existence of something. For to know that one thing implies another requires awareness of the meaning of implies. The inner light of awareness is a great power that you have. You can use this power to discern your hopes, to imagine a better future, and to seek a plan to make a better future. You can use this power of awareness to build your mind and build your life along the lines of your noblest desires. But to see your desires, you must focus on them. You must think about them. You must consider how you might achieve the things you see in your own heart, and then discern which things are worth pursuing and by what means. So here's how it looks to me. By awareness, you can know something. By awareness, you can know that you exist. By awareness, you can know that your awareness exists. You don't need to argue for your existence on the basis of other things you know. Rather, you can just see yourself, or at least some part or aspect of yourself, directly by this inner light of awareness. Now, to be clear, I don't claim awareness is always perfect. You don't need to see everything perfectly to see something. You don't need to be aware of reality as it actually is in itself to be aware of reality as it seems to be to you. How things seem to you is itself part of reality, just as your thoughts and feelings are part of reality. So, even if everything is in some sense an illusion, still, there is an illusion. The illusion is part of reality. If you agree with me that at least something exists, whatever it might be, then you have taken the first step on the bridge of reason. This step may seem small. Like knowledge, existence is familiar. Who can deny that something exists? However, like knowledge, existence is far from insignificant. Next, we will consider a strange puzzle about existence. Until then, stay curious. Thank you for watching.